We think we could penetrate anywhere from 500 to 7,000 fractures along this section. And then secondly, we're going to do what's called an open hole completion, which means there's no casing, no steel in this horizontal section. There's no cement behind it. So the reservoir is completely wide open to the wellbore.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Brian Reinsborough. He is the CEO of ReconAfrica. And Brian, it's great to see you again. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me back on the show.
Yeah, lots to talk about. Been very busy with the company. It always seems to be that way when you join us. And first off, let's talk about Cavango West. I know that you've had some more results coming out of there.
Yeah, we have. We're really pleased with the results so far. So let me just recap the well. We announced about a month ago some results on the Elandshoek formation where we flowed natural gas to surface and saw some really encouraging reservoir buildup pressure along with that, which suggests the reservoir is charging. After we completed that Elandshoek, more recently we went up to the shallower Huttenberg. And this is an interval where we tested about 182 meters of section, about 76 meters of pay identified in this interval. The uppermost zone of the Huttenberg, we opened up the well prior to any acid stimulation, the gas flowed to surface. That's a really good sign. That means the reservoir really did not need any coaxing to produce the surface. So we saw that as a really, really positive step. With that, we are now moving to our next step in operations is to take this vertical well and go horizontal, which we are embarking on in the next month or so.
Yeah, and that's going to be about 1,000 meters of horizontal drilling. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, we're going to test the Huttenberg specifically. We're going to kick off around 2,700 meters and go horizontally as far as we can go. We think we can get probably about 1,000 meters of section. And the importance of this is that when you go horizontal in a play like this, the concept is to intercept all the fractures perpendicular to the crested structure. So from our statistical analysis, we think we could penetrate anywhere from 500 to 7,000 fractures along this section. And then secondly, we're going to do what's called an open hole completion, which means there's no casing, no steel in this horizontal section. There's no cement behind it. So the reservoir is completely wide open to the wellbore. And we think that's going to give the most optimal results from all of our analog work.
Yeah, and Brian, a lot of this is because you've been upgrading equipment as well, right? It gives you more options. Is that a great way to describe it?
Yeah, well, more capacity.
Yeah.
For this horizontal well, we're shipping equipment across from the US. We're doing a swab truck, which is an instrument that helps draw fluids out of the well bore. We're getting much bigger pumps, so we can inject more acid into the reservoir. And of course, we're getting more steel. So this horizontal well, we're putting everything to it. We're going to have all the equipment on site in September and hopefully start testing this in October. And we really think we have something really, really positive here.
Okay. You also recently have talked about Angola. Can you talk to me a bit about that? Because I know there's more exploration work that's going on there.
Yeah, we're excited about that acreage in Angola. We get in at a very low cost of entry. We locked up another 5 million acres. We just finished phase one of the MOU, which is we and the Angola government, ANPG, sent teams into the field to do oil sampling. We're just now getting that information back. We hope to be able to close out in the next few weeks, but we like what's over there. I think there's a petroleum system working there. The plays that we're active in on Namibia clearly go across the border. Geology doesn't stop at geopolitical borders, so we think there's a great play over there. It's just a little bit further behind what we're doing in the Namibian side of things.
Yeah, it sounds like with Angola and also what's going on elsewhere, you're really trying to look at the full potential of the assets that you have and really pushing those forward, Brian. Is that sort of the goal for the rest of this year and beyond?
Yeah, that's a correct assessment. So we did some equity raise the first year, and I did that very deliberately such that we can parallel all three countries at once and accelerate the catalyst up. A lot of intention right now is in the Cavango and Namibia because we think we're on something great here. And I will mention the Cavango results don't just have importance for this one structure. This validates a play. And if you recall, we have about 18, 20 prospects behind this one. So if this works, we have tremendous, tremendous running room. But also up in Gabon is sort of under the radar screen because of Namibia. We like that asset a lot. We diversified, and it's an oil project, and we're going to be hopefully drilling that well this time next year.
All right. So lots to talk about ahead for sure. We'll be here to do that. Thank you, Brian. Really appreciate the update. Good work, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
All right. Brian Reinsborough, the CEO of Recon Africa.